Hi guys, I'm Brooke and this is Pippa. And we have been traveling full-time out of my Honda CRV for over a year now, but we have lived the nomadic life. We're coming up on 2 years in August. So we have been out here on the road for close to 2 years now, and I got asked a lot of questions recently about my wardrobe and how I dress slash what clothes I have with me on the road. And I kind of thought this was a funny suggestion, not because people's curiosity is funny to me or anything like that, but because I dress super simply. I have never ever been into clothes, into fashion, anything like that. And I do identify as more gender fluid. I use they, them pronouns. I also dress very much the same. I do tend to go between the men and women section. I have a more boxy body type. And so I am very fluid in how I dress. I do present a little more feminine with painting my nails and wearing some makeup, and I do have longer hair. But I also dress super neutral and not very feminine at all, and I don't honestly think about it a ton. I would categorize kind of how I dress as just more out of like a convenience neutral, like comfort neutral, and it turns out that it's kind of more of like that capsule closet style where no matter what I pull out of my drawer, it kind of all goes together, and you will see a very distinct theme in all of my clothing. But I've kind of always been this way. I've always been a jeans and t-shirt kind of person. When I was doing hair, I was pretty much only wearing black, so a lot of my clothes, I just got very used to seeing myself like that, and it's what I prefer. And that's just kind of what I do. All of my clothes also can be washed like on high heat and all together. I don't have any specialty clothing. I know as soon as I show my clothes, because I don't have anything fancy, that I'm gonna get asked about like, well, what if you go on a date? What if you go out? After being on the road during the pandemic, there is no going out for me at this point to something that requires more than a jeans and t-shirt kind of vibe. Almost all of the people I date are people who also travel. So I don't date typically normal quote unquote people, so no one's expecting anything, I don't think, other than the same type of clothing. Most of the time it's grabbing food with somebody at like a outdoor patio where Pippa can come along, or it's us meeting up at a campsite and cooking. It's definitely not something I need like a specific wardrobe for at this point in my life, and it has not held me back from meeting up with people. The one thing I'm not going to address in this video at all is any sort of undergarment or sock. I have been on the internet for long enough at this point that I know there is a certain group of people who watch these videos to be able to see that stuff, and I'm just not going to feed into that at all. So if that's what you're watching this video for, sorry, I'm not going to show you my socks. I'm not going to show you my undergarments. I do have them. I do have an appropriate amount for the time that I do laundry, and that's that, and that's all you need to know on that one. Also, with mentioning laundry, I do my laundry every like 10 to 14 days. I can pretty much stretch out my laundry a little bit longer in the winter, obviously. In the summer, if it is hotter, obviously I have to go more often, but I use public laundromats. I know that that's a question that comes up every once in a while, but I've always had to kind of use laundromats. I've only lived in a couple apartments that have had in-unit laundry, even at some of the more expensive places I've lived in my life, and laundromats are everywhere, and that's just how I do my laundry. But let's get into my clothing. So I'm going to start off with my shoes. I have 4 pairs of shoes that I travel with. I have 1 pair of like casual sneakers. They're just knockoff like Vans from Walmart. And then I have my Teva like hiking shoes. They're like my tennis shoes that I would wear if I was going on a more intricate hike or I just needed a little bit more support. I love these Tevas. I've had them for a little over a year now and they've held up great. And then I have 2 pairs of sandals, one that is like more secure, so if I'm going swimming somewhere and need to wear shoes in a river or a lake, or you know, I'm rafting or something like that, I can wear those shoes and they won't fall off. And then I have my slides that I also double as shower shoes, but I wear them all the time. I usually have Birkenstocks of some sort, but mine met a fateful end over this winter. I'm gonna get another pair of Birkenstocks. I really love my Birkenstocks. I just need to go grab another pair. I do carry 2 jackets with me. One is my rain jacket, and it is what I would consider my main jacket coming up for this season. I keep it pretty handy right next to my bed so I can reach it from inside if a rainstorm pops up. It is what I use as like a light jacket when I layer in the summer, if I'm up in the mountains or something and it's chilly in the morning. I always keep that in the car with me. And then I have my winter jacket, but it's a really light winter jacket since I don't do a lot of like snow camping or really cold camping. And that also always stays in the car because when I am up in the mountains, it can get really chilly still in the morning, and I like to throw it on, especially if I'm up making breakfast or coffee or something like that. I like to be warm in the morning. I have 2 just like crew neck light sweatshirts, same thing. This is kind of all about like layering as well. So I just wear these sweatshirts, I throw them on in the morning or I sleep in them. And I just have 2 like tunic style lightweight sweatshirts. And then I have 2 long sleeve shirts. One's more of a crew neck and one's more of a V-neck. Same thing, I can layer these underneath my green jacket, my rain jacket in the summer if I need to, or I can wear them on their own. I have 3 regular short sleeve t-shirts. I have one that's more scoop neck, and I have one that's like a crew neck, and then I have this one that I'm wearing in the video that is a V-neck. Same thing, they're all black. Can we see the theme that's forming? Then I have 4 tank tops. So I have one that's like a higher neck that's kind of trendy right now. I have one crew neck that is gray, so it's still a neutral, but it is a gray, more like athletic style top. And then I have 2 of just like those Walmart scoop neck tank tops that I wear a ton in the summer. Okay, so now on to pants. I have 1 pair of like quote unquote nice leggings that just have more of like a faux button and stuff that I could wear if I was going to dinner or something like that. And then I have 1 pair of jeans that I'm actually wearing today right now, but they're just like a looser fit jean, and so I cut them to be kind of just like cropped jeans, and so they could have that little bit of a fringe on the end. And they're just a little bit wider leg, so I can wear those with tennis shoes. I have 3 pairs of like what I would consider sweats. One that's just more of like a baggy sweatpant that I would just kind of wear in the morning and pull on over shorts. And then I have 1 pair of like joggers, and then 1 pair of like actual like athletic leggings. And then I have the most shorts because I tend to stay in shorts weather the most. So I love my biker shorts because I can layer it with all my t-shirts or long sleeve shirts or sweatshirts. And so I have 2 pairs of black biker shorts, 1 pair of gray biker shorts, a pair of like olive kind of color biker shorts, and then just 1 pair of athletic style shorts. Then I have 2 pairs of like button zip nicer quote unquote shorts that I have. I actually got both of these for $1 off season last year. I have one in like an olivey green and then one in kind of like a bluish gray. So same thing, I can wear any t-shirt with them. I do also have a swimsuit with me at all times just in case there's some water that I want to go hang out in, but for obvious internet reasons I'm not going to show it. And then Pippa's gonna model her clothes. So Pippa has this cute little harness. This is Pippa's everyday harness. It's actually my favorite harness I've ever found for her because with her dachshund kind of body, she's got that bigger chest, and a lot of harnesses would rub underneath her little armpits when we would go hiking. And this is the first style of harness that I found for her that doesn't rub underneath her armpits like that, and it is my favorite one. And she wears this also with her little seatbelt in the car. And then she has her winter jacket, which is my favorite purchase I've ever had. I've had this jacket now probably for the last 5 years. I got it off Amazon. I'm pretty sure I still have it linked in Pippa's favorites because I love it because it zips up the back like a harness does, so she can't slip out of it, and I don't have to layer another harness on top of it. I can just clip her into the jacket and use it as our harness when we're walking. Oh, and then she got paid for modeling. Don't worry. I know she looks uncomfortable in some of those clips, but she was, so she doesn't like standing up on that table, but that was the best angle I could get for you guys. But that's it. That's all I have in my closet. That's every piece of clothing that I have in here. And yeah, I keep it really simple. I keep it really neutral. I can pull out anything and it pretty much goes together. I don't dress up really at all. And if you want to dress up on the road, you can go for it. Like, if fashion is your thing, there are tons and tons of creators out there that make it work in cars, vans, etc. I am just not one of those people. It's never been my thing. I've never been a beacon of fashion, even though many people in my life over the years have tried to spark the inspiration for me for fashion. It's just never happened, and I think I am just always going to be a jeans and t-shirt type of person, and that is okay with me. I would say doing something kind of like a capsule closet with a bunch of neutrals, if you are somebody who's not super into fashion, it does help. And I will say out here, you are going to want like comfortable, easy to wash clothing while you're on the road, whether you're just taking a road trip or living in your car, because it can be really frustrating at the laundromat to have to separate all of your clothing all the time. So even if you are just taking a road trip, I would suggest just bringing like athleisure and like cotton and call it a day, so you can just throw it into the wash and just hang up maybe any leggings that you need or tops that need to be air dried, and everything else can kind of go in the dryer together. But yeah, that's kind of it for today, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!